I'm Mark Saxton,
I'm Code Red Lawson.
and this is Blue Collar Sports Talk, and Happy New Year, folks.
Happy motherfucking New Year.
I had a ball myself, got a little tipsy. I'm still getting over the sickness, as you can tell in the voice, but I was at least able to celebrate this holiday,
That's all that matters, dude.
you
I
know?
had a little too much vodka. I'll say that. I'm
I've
never
never
gonna
tried that brand.
drink.
Is it good?
Yeah, I mean, dude, vodka, they all taste like rubbing alcohol.
No.
So, I
The
mean,
too much. I've never tried that brand.
oh, wasn't fun. Was not fun. Hey, let's talk some shit, huh? Let's
Hey,
fucking get
let's
into it.
talk some shit. Got me Jack and Coke tonight.
Nice, classic.
Just felt classy, felt right. Felt right.
Especially for this upcoming playoff game that we're definitely going to have because we're going to beat the shit out of the Bears in Green Bay. Fuck Justin Fields.
Fucking go.
Fuck Chicago. Even though I'm a Cubs fan, fuck the Bears. Only when the Bears are playing the Packers. Fuck Justin Fields. Let's go, baby. Let's
Dude,
go, love.
before we get to that, because I do want to talk a little bit of our playoff scenario. And yes, we will be biased because fuck you, it's our show. So that being said, let's cover some of the weekend games. I mean, these last two holiday weekends, jam packed with some exciting football. I mean, if we're just being honest,
Bangers.
just downright exciting stuff. Now, that being said, both of our locks missed. Okay, not a good start to the weekend. Right, mine was the Eagles over the Cards.
Who did I have?
Yours was the
I think I went the Lions, didn't I? Didn't I go Lions money line?
No, you went the
Yeah, I
Bucks
should.
over the Saints.
Oh,
Yeah, my long shot did hit because I did choose the Steelers outright, so that was cool. But let's talk about some of those games. So why don't you break it down to me, the Bucks and Saints and kind of the playoff scenario there. Go ahead.
oh, I mean, Saints are they're not going away, dude. Right when Baker Mayfield turns it on, he's been having fucking great games, especially against us. I don't think a lot of people saw him turning it on at the end of the year. Mike Evans stepping up. Rashad White has been a fucking menace, but they didn't fucking have it in that game against the Saints, dude. And the Saints are not going away. So we're gonna see who can close out that division and maybe even, God forbid, okay, I don't want to spoil anything, God forbid one of them even get a wild card spot.
Right.
But yeah, the Saints aren't going away. Baker's dangerous. Wasn't that game. I particularly didn't watch too much of it. I had Red Zone on, but I was kind of dozing in and out, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, Saints not going away. Bucks still there. I think the Bucks might even are going to take the division. I don't. Who are they playing next week? The Bucks. Oh boy, yeah, Bucks got Panthers. Bucks have that division.
Yeah,
for sure. And then Saints You never know with the fucking Falcons, dude.
you never
The
know with the
Falcons are.
Saints.
Yeah.
Hey, I did call the Saints to win this game, though. I don't know. It was just something in me this weekend.
Hey, you're looking at your crystal ball, dude. You gotta let me know. Let me in on some of these bets, dude.
Here's the thing, though. I remember I chose Eagles favored by 12 as my lock. So let's not forget that.
Yeah, I don't think there was a soul watching that game or any football fan that was like, "Yeah, go. The Cardinals are going to win," unless some drunk Cardinals fan from Arizona that's like,
That's
"We
all
can
it
do it."
was. That's all it
No
was.
one,
But get this, check
no one
this out.
thought
They're
that was
3-0.
happening.
They're 3-0 at the Link. I don't understand it.
It's fucking crazy. And this year, the Cardinals beat the Cowboys too.
That's
That was
just some
also at home,
weird
but
football. Just some weird
the
football.
whole fucking year, dude, has been just so inconsistent. Some of just the most random games that you don't think are going to happen end up happening. I mean, look at there's so many that you can point to. I mean, dude, that controversial call on Saturday with the Lions and Cowboys.
Now here's the thing. So when everything was going live, right? I was like, I don't know what they're bitching about. You didn't check in. I remember I was telling you, I was like, hey, you didn't check in, you
Yeah,
didn't check in. What the
yeah,
fuck are we bitching about? Then after the game, not only do we have all of the Detroit sideline, but then I think he had a line judge as well. So yeah, he did check. I don't know. They fucked it up. They messed it up. I don't know what happened there. It doesn't make
I
sense to me.
I think it's plain and simple. They fucked it up.
Right. But I mean, how? You know what I mean? I don't understand how. If 70 checked in, or was it 70? I think it was 70. Um, if he checked in, what are we talking about? What's going on? What more do they need to do? Because they got the 2 point after that, right?
Yeah, I want to say blown call. I don't want to say rigged because it's just that's the easiest answer is to just say that the NFL wanted the Cowboys to win that game, to get them closer to. I mean, the Niners already have the number one seed, so I mean, really, they're kind of just fighting. The Cowboys and Eagles are just fighting for that division right now. So, a lot of implications for the Cowboys to win that game. The Lions really weren't playing for much. They already have the North. So, man, shit break.
Here's the thing,
Shitty break.
they did have their opportunity to still tie it after that.
They should have just kicked it, man. I saw
That's
them going for it again.
They still had the opportunity to tie. Now, granted, it was a blown call, but they had the opportunity. That's all I'm saying.
No. But they also got the 2 points, dude. Come on.
No, I get it. I do.
Did.
I get it. I get it. It's a shitty situation all around. Now, my long shot of the weekend hit the Steelers over the Seahawks. You and I both called that. And well, you were just on the hopeful side. I said, this is it. Lock this one in as your long shot of the weekend. And lo and behold, they did it outright, right? Money line, everything.
I couldn't believe it.
I did watch that game. A very defensive game, very back and forth, if you will. Not only offensively but defensively, right? Anything your defense can do, or anything your defense does, mine can do better. Mm-hmm. A very Steeler game, right? They'd have a great defensive stop, put themselves in a great position offensively, and then they'd fuck it off somehow.
That offense all year, man, all year.
But towards the end of the game, they got that 2-score lead, and then they kind of just didn't look back. It is what it is. Najee having a game, right? Here's the thing. Without Najee that game, I don't think it would have happened because, listen, 27 carries, 122 yards, and 2 tutties, okay? That's a game. That's the game you needed him to have. And that's the game that also picking 7 receptions, 131 yards. What a game. And what a couple of snags there just before halftime and then towards the end of the game.
Yeah, that when the Steelers offense can lean on their run game, I mean, that's when you see them be successful because it opens so much for him in the passing game. And the fact that Najee was able to put that game together really sealed the deal for him on offense.
And I mean, as far as playoff talks goes, they kept themselves relevant and they kept themselves alive. They also did us a huge favor in the
huge. Thank you, Seattle.
Huge.
Thank you.
But they are sitting in the 9th seed. Houston and Indy are ahead of them, and then they got Buffalo in the 6th spot at 10-6. A lot can happen this weekend, huh? A lot can happen.
So much up in the air.
Let's go to that New Year's Eve game. That's what we've been waiting on. The Pack. Go Pack. Go.
Dude, so in the mood. Cheesehead, Pennant. I'm fucking in.
Putting a whoop. Hey, let's hear it, Minnesota. Sko. Where y'all at? Got real fucking quiet.
Hey, for real. How about we give props to Kirk Cousins and his son though, doing that shirtless?
Dude, that was the funny. Coolest. I am more and more. So here's the thing. I've always liked Cousins. I've said this time again. I liked him more as a Redskin, just because obvious reasons. But the fact that the man can still have a good time, he's still just what it appears, a great human being. and a great teammate. He spent that entire game on the sideline. He did not leave.
Dude, when he tore his fucking ACL, he went right back. He left the locker room and went right back on the sidelines.
What a guy. What a guy.
I mean, dude, you saw, I think it was I don't remember who the players were, but they had cameras on them and they were like fucking hurt. They were crying, dude. They were like, that's our leader. That's our dude. You like that? Like, how can you be a football fan and not like Kirk Cousins, dude?
Right.
Agreed. As much as fuck the Vikings,
right?
as
No, yeah,
I
no,
say,
agreed. Yeah.
And
he looks like off the field. Obviously, if you're just around the guy, he wouldn't be an asshole just up front. He just normal down to earth human guy.
He seems like a chill and very nice guy. Now, I've never met the man, behind closed doors. But if someone were to say like, the guy's an asshole, I would never believe him. I just wouldn't.
Right.
Dude, how about dude, we looked so good, and it was against their rookie quarterback Mullins.
Let's see, and it was Mullins, and then the other guy took some snaps too. I'm drawing a blank.
Dude, honestly, I don't even know.
Oh,
I was so excited that the Packers were just dominating that. Here, I got it right here. Jaren Hall.
Yeah, Hall took some snaps too. No, you're right. We did. We look good. I mean, offensively, I felt we were dialed in. There was some hiccups towards the middle and end of the game where it was like, okay, some stale running play calls, which you're gonna get with LaFleur. I don't understand some of those run plays where everybody knows it's going up the middle and you're gonna run it up the middle. But on the other hand, there were some very creative plays that I think opened up the game early, right?
Dude, how about the rookie Bo Melton, dude, leading the pack with
showing up
105 yards.
And
let's go.
And one of them things.
And
dude, one of them things in the paint area.
The best part is, so I threw in a $5 bet on Jordan Love to get an anytime touchdown score just for the fuck of it, plus 1,000. I was like, he ran it in a couple times this year. It could happen, And he fucking stuck that ball out right at the end.
Dude, talk about sacrificing the body.
So, dude, I go in and I'm like, I think I'm going to throw another anytime touchdown. Let's get one of these rookies in here. I already had Jaden Reed on one of my parlays, so I was like, he's whatever. And I was looking at Bo Melton. He got some targets, had some nice catches. I'm like, fuck it, let's put it on Melton. At a plus 1,200, got me $60 off another $5.
But not only on the touchdowns, but I mean, all receptions that he had were key.
There was one play. I believe it was Melton, right? Where it was a fourth down. Love stepped back. A slight overthrow.
We were talking about
him. He dove.
It hit him in the forearms, but I think it hit him in the forearms because of the dive that he made. Yeah. I don't think it was an overthrow. I think it was an underthrow because I think he had to come back like this.
It was a little off. A catchable ball. Definitely
it was a catchable ball. But
100%.
I'm just glad it didn't come back to haunt us. Like those kind of plays have been known to haunt the Packers.
Of course.
How about J-Love, huh? A rushing touchdown, 3 passing touchdowns. Ready? 24-33, 256 yards. And like I said, not 1, not 2, but 3 of them things in the air.
So I love the rushing touchdown too. Now, I love seeing him running.
If you remember, I did call it. Mr. Number 33, I was wearing a shirt that night. I said he was going to have a fucking night. 20 carries and 120 yards.
Love it when he's in the fucking game, dude. He just brings such an element to the offense.
When he's doing his thing, the Packers don't lose. I don't understand why we're not making this more of a thing.
I mean, I think a lot to do this year, of course, has been the injuries, I love AJ Dillon. AJ Dillon is a fucking truck. Quadzilla. The dude mows through people. But when that's all you have at the running game, it's tough to continue just giving the man the ball because he takes so much damage.
He's your grinder.
Played with a broken thumb too.
Yeah, he's your grinder though, right? He's not gonna be your every down back. I mean, he had 7 carries, 27 yards.
He's not that X factor.
But a lot of those yards were key yards for us.
I love the way he runs the ball. He just fucking puts his head down, dumps his shoulder, and just says, "All right, let's go. You're in my way. I'm moving you."
Now, how about this? No, not every Packer wide receiver was positive yards, but every Packer wide receiver was hit for a target. What do you say about that?
I fucking love it. Spreading the ball, dude.
Dude, I'm talking about Toure, Sims, Jones, Heath, Dobbs, Kraft, Reed, and Melton all was getting the ball.
I love it. I love spreading the ball, dude. And all getting the rookies involved.
Spreading the love.
Spreading the love, dude.
You know what I mean?
I love it, dude. Him as the quarterback, it makes it so easy to just throw little not so much puns, but nice little play on words.
Throw a little love in that area, right? So now, once again, I harped on it last Friday night. I'm gonna harp on it again. All we needed was the Seahawks or the Rams to lose. Seahawks lost. We needed a win in Minnesota. I almost said Miami. We needed a win in Minnesota. Got that. Now we come home. We need a win at Lambeau against the Bears, who are playing good football right now.
They have been playing really good. I told you that Sunday night, right before the game. I think you were like, we get past this, we got this. We're in the playoffs. I'm like, I don't know, man. If we're playing Mullins, I know we're in Minnesota. Justin Jefferson's back, but there's something about that Bears team, especially right now, the way they're playing. Justin Fields, DJ Moore is a beast. They got Herbert back. They're playing good football. I mean, they might not be playing the greatest teams, but they look good. You saw what we did against the Panthers. We scraped by. I'm very happy that this game is in Lambeau and we got the one in Chicago out of the way in the beginning of the year, because that's a huge factor, a huge help when we got the crowd on our side. But man, the way Justin Fields has been throwing the ball, running, he's always a threat, and this game worries me more than the Viking game. Easier saying it now than before the game. But before the game, I was like, look, I feel more comfortable right now against the Vikings than if they had Kirk Cousins. Well, I'm more worried about Justin Fields right now.
Let me throw this out there. Okay. Now, I wasn't saying it as if it's going to be an easy dub against the Bears. That's not what I was saying.
Yeah.
My main thing was we needed the loss. We needed the win. And we got that. That factor in itself is going to pay dividends going into this game. That's my main point. It's a whole lot easier to come into this game against a good, as of late, a good Bears football team at home, right? Because this is their Super Bowl. Like Aaron Rodgers said, this is their Super Bowl. If they don't beat us, is it really a rivalry, right?
Yeah.
Not only that, but they get to play spoiler, right? They get to play spoilers. So,
like the fucking Lions did to us last year. Oh, man. Oh, it still hurts.
Thanks, Quay Walker.
Still hurts. Quay Walker.
I don't know.
He's had a pretty good year. Hey, he had a sack.
Great plays last week. Let's not jinx it. We have not had a play sighting. He's been doing all right. Let's knock on some wood here.
I'll still knock on wood. He's learning. He's young. He's
young. But I will say this. All of those factors that I just listed, I think Love is settled in enough, and I think lightning struck 3 times in Green Bay. I think he is going to be just fine, like Aaron Rodgers promised, right? I think that Love he does from time to time make questionable decisions. Now, listen, I'm not talking about a Super Bowl win this year. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a successful season in 23 by us not only having a winning record, but also making the postseason. I'm talking about Love, although making questionable decisions here and there, ultimately being more successful than his failures.
Oh, dude, the progression that he's had this year has been fantastic.
And his pocket awareness is nothing shy of badass.
I love it, dude. And I was talking to my dad about it, and my dad was like, "Oh, it's over." Like this guy. So I'm like, Dad, slow down. I even
R
hit him. I
E
even hit him with that.
L
Yep.
A X.
Relax. It's like, Dad, he's shown promise. Just let's take hold it out to the end of the season. And this week, I think he texted me and was like, yeah, he's like, you're right. You're right. Let's just hold off. I was like, yeah, we're not throwing him out yet, Dad. This is his first year starting. Okay. Remember what Rodgers did his first year starting. Granted, he didn't have the greatest team, but I think we went like 6-10, maybe 7-9 his first Rodgers' first year.
It was, I believe it was 7-9.
I want to say, yeah.
And I was closer to a winning record than not. I know that.
But guess what? The next season
But
made the
also,
playoffs.
but also, him and Love's numbers right now are almost identical. Love is starting to beat him.
It's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy to see it, dude. I'm excited. I love it. We don't have the easiest task on Sunday, but
225. Let's go, baby.
It's a task we fucking got, and we're gonna be in the playoffs, dude. Imagine we get that wild card spot, and we play
Dallas,
the Dallas Cowboys in Dallas, and kick Mike McCarthy in his fucking teeth to send down all we them boys. You didn't forget about the damn tax, son. Come on.
Nothing would make me happier than to go in to America's Stadium and kick the shit out of them boys. Now, once again, I'm going to throw this out there. A Super Bowl, I'm not talking about that this year. It is extremely against us. The Niners, right? I mean, it just there's too much. There's too much. But what's to say we can't go in there and make some noise, huh?
We sure fucking can, dude. I don't care if we win on Sunday, and then if we go into Dallas, which I think is very possible.
Why wouldn't it?
And win, dude. I'm throwing my hat in the air. I'm putting on 2 cheese heads. I'm gonna have 2 more cheese heads right here. We're going all the way. I don't care. I'm going crazy. I'm getting crazy.
And why wouldn't? But see, here's the thing, though. That's what with a team like Green Bay, the last thing you want to give us is an edge and a little bit of hope,
a little and some momentum.
And
if we go in, if
Mo's on our side, look out.
And yeah, okay. Let's not get ahead. I'm getting a little too ahead. All right. Well, we got Sunday. We're on to Green Bay.
Let's handle Chicago. All right. Now, some other exciting football in the college area. Michigan, Bama. Hold the phone, folks.
Go Blue!
Instant classic. Now I was rooting for Michigan myself. I'm not a Michigan fan, but I think it'd be kind of cool to see him do it.
See, yeah. I have a buddy who's a huge Michigan fan. Look, I'm not. I'll be honest. I really don't watch college. If there's a good game on, a good two competitive big school teams, I'll watch it. I'm nowhere invested at all in college. But I have a good friend who's a Michigan fan, so I like to cheer for Michigan on his behalf.
And guess what? We don't have to deal with the SEC in another fucking championship game again. We don't have to deal with the SEC bullying the rest of the country again. They're finally done,
dude. So I was gonna say, I won some of that money with Green Bay on those anytime touchdown scores just for the fuck of it. And I was like, oh, you know what? Let me just throw like $10 on the Michigan money line and the over at 46.5. At 46.5. And I'm sitting there, I'm watching the game. I was like, well, there goes the over and the money line. If even a Michigan, gets close or ties it, they could lose in overtime. But once they got to overtime, and because I thought maybe Alabama was going to go get a field goal real quick, ice the game, win. And then as soon as Michigan stopped them, and then they had that muff punt, dude, the miscues on Michigan special teams the whole game.
But the only reason, and not the only, but one of the main reasons Michigan's been involved all year, and one of the main reasons why they won that game is that nasty ass defense. That defense stood tough time and time again. The end of the fourth quarter, and especially in OT. I mean, wow. Wow. Much
They had him
deserved.
in a 3rd and long too in overtime. And the Alabama picked it up, and I was like, "Oh shit, here we go." Second overtime, Michigan's gonna get the ball back after Alabama scores, and then they locked it down at the
Went to
goal
work.
line.
And went to work.
Whew. Man, congrats to Michigan.
Yeah, hey, go blue. Go blue. I'm cool with it.
Dude,
Cool with
yeah,
it.
and they got it, dude. I had the 46.5 over, and they got 47 fucking points. I'm like, damn. I mean, I only won like 20 bucks, like 22, 23 bucks, but fuck it. Hey, I'll take what I can get.
There it is. Now, this is why I lost mine, because I had the same bet with Michigan except for the 46.5. But I added a parlay and I threw Texas on there. Here's the thing. I picked Texas over Washington State. Now, I thought Texas was going to come with it. I thought, you know, I thought it was going to be a dominant game. I really did. But here's the thing. They got the floor mopped with them. Dude, Washington did their thing, and they held tough with that goal line defense at the end of the game. Now, granted, there was no timeouts; they couldn't just run the ball, but goal line defense stance to win it, to get a shot at the Natty.
Texas made it close at the end of the game. You got to give it to them. One thing that pissed me off is that, I mean, I'm going to look at it from a better standpoint. I saw though. I think Washington was at like a plus 130 by the time the game started, and I was like, I just won on this Michigan game. I'll wait for Texas to go up like, maybe 10 points, maybe 2 touchdowns, because college is crazy, football is crazy, anything could happen. I want to jump in on that live when Washington's down, and then Washington just fucking led the rest of the game. I'm like, damn it.
They
I should
didn't
have
look back.
They didn't. They held strong, and this is going to be a good championship game. I'm pretty excited to watch it. Who you got for the championship game?
I got Michigan. Michigan's going to mop the floor with them. I don't think it's going to be close. Hats off to Washington for sure. I think what they've done is phenomenal. And I hate to count them out, but I'm going to. I'm just giving it straight out right to Michigan, and I think it's going to be a repeat of Georgia and TCU. I think that ass whooping is.
It's going to be a bloodbath.
Yeah, I think it's going to be
straight up slaughter.
I think it's going to be a slaughter. But like I said, that Michigan defense is nasty, and if you can't get anything going offensively, that Michigan offense will.
Now you got to look at those miscues, dude, on special teams. I think they tighten it up. I don't think it's going to be an absolute slaughter. I think 4.5 spread is fair. I'm going to take Michigan at the spread at 4.5. But I love Michigan. If it's a slaughter, I won't be floored. I won't be like, but I will be a little surprised. I think Washington will hang in there. But ultimately, I see Michigan winning by at least 5 points.
And let me add to that. I want a good game. All right. I want a good game. I do want Michigan to win it. I think they're overdue. But
dude, 97. When I saw that, I couldn't believe that was the last time they won. I'm like, dude, Michigan's always had a fucking great team. It's
they're
97.
always hanging around. They're always hanging around.
Was that Tom Brady, Charles Woodson era?
Yeah, it was.
Charles Woodson, one of the greats, dude. I got to get that jersey. That's the jersey that I need to buy a real one on that one.
Not a Chinese one.
not a $20 Chinese made. Well, actually, I'm pretty sure the legit ones are Chinese made. They're just in better factories. If I'm right.
We will let's revisit those predictions on Friday night's show. I don't think it's going to change. For us, but injury reports and things like that, we'll reevaluate. We'll come back to any of you folks got anything to add, let us know. We'll be sure to bring you up on the show and talk about it. That being said, some big news in the fight world.
Ooh.
June 29th in Vegas. Tell me what's going down, Code Red.
It's not official. It's not officially announced, but huge talks leaked, well, not leaked, but said by the man himself, Conor McGregor, the Notorious, posted on his Instagram that he will be fighting Michael Chandler on June 29th in the fight capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada. And one of the craziest things, too, is he said it's going to be at 185.
Going up in some weight, huh?
Bananas. I mean, Chandler's a big guy.
But has McGregor ever fought that heavy?
No. So he when he came up, he cut so much weight, dude. He looked like a damn skeleton fighting at featherweight. He fought at 145, dominated the 145 featherweights, came up, knocked out Jose Aldo in 13 seconds, took the belt, and then went up to 155 at middleweight, knocked out Eddie Alvarez for the or I said middleweight, lightweight 155, knocked out Eddie Alvarez, took the belt, and then after that he fought oh no, it was before that, I believe. He fought Nate Diaz at 170. And that's the biggest weight that he's ever fought at. And Nate is way bigger and longer than Conor, and was, more attuned to that weight class, but he has never fought that heavy. But you look at him right now.
But seeing Chandler comes in like a Spartan, dude. He's not afraid to get hit. He's not afraid to get bloody. And he's not afraid to fight from behind the 8-ball.
No, not at all, dude. He gets it. So he's seen he has a great game plan in the beginning. You see him come out there. He might be, trying to pick his shots, time it up, and then if he gets hit once, he just throws it all out the window and just starts fucking swinging. Yeah. So 185 is gonna be very interesting.
Hella interesting,
dude. I think Chandler cuts like. I don't even. Dude, I think Chandler walks around 200 pounds, dude. Maybe 190. Here's
the thing. At 185, though, I still think that's going to be one of the fastest 185 fights that we've ever seen.
Absolutely, dude. And I mean, they're both strikers. Chandler is a wrestler, which is
he loves to wrestle. I don't think he's the best at wrestling, but he loves to wrestle. He's not afraid of it.
That's his background is wrestling, but his striking is insane, and he has bricks in his fucking hands. I mean, just like Conor, but Conor's got that traditional karate stance, very counter striker. So how these guys match up is going to be insane, especially at that weight class, dude. I think Chandler's gonna. Conor's fucking jacked right now.
Dude, I love Conor. Here's the thing: I'm such a huge Conor McGregor fan. It's not even funny. I've these last 2.5 years, dude. I've been a huge Chandler fan, just based on his style, and he's fearless. But I'm gonna give it some time.
Because
I'm already. But see, here's the thing, though. I'm not talking about predictions, right? I'm talking about just fan side. I'm already partial to McGregor, right?
Same. I'm a McGregor fan at heart, dude. I totally agree. For what he's done for the sport, how many fans he's brought in, his shit talk. I mean, we've never seen anyone like he was so witty. Now I'm saying it was because we saw what happened with Poirier. He played the nice guy. He lost, and then he came back with the rematch after. He won the first fight when they fought at 145, when they both looked like skeletons. Shouldn't have been fighting at 145. That was prime McGregor. That was in your head. The smartest remarks. It had everything. Anything you said, he came back stronger. He knew how to get in your head. And then they rematch, and Conor's a nice guy. And then he loses the rematch, and then they go in for the trilogy fight, and he totally switches up, and it's so obvious that you're almost like, damn, like has Conor like just lost his ability to shit talk and be so like, it's almost not as believable as it was when he was on the come up. So
I don't know. I think my favorite still was, I'd like to take this time to apologize to absolutely fucking nobody.
That was legendary. That was after he beat Alvarez. That was fucking legendary. Well, because I'm pretty sure Alvarez said that after I knock you out,
I'm gonna his wife, right?
I don't know if he might have. I know he talked about Khabib's wife. He said she was a towel because she had like a hijab on. He was like, your wife's a towel, mate. I feel like that was still prime shit talk McGregor.
But Alvarez, remember he was in his limo and he was talking shit in Spanish. And he goes, what does that mean? And he goes, it means pussy. Now,
Oh man.
I
What?
am.
How about
I'm
the best addition to the UFC? The best talent the UFC has ever signed from a big fighter from another organization, Michael Chandler, dude. That's got to be one of the best high profile talent, the best move that the UFC has ever made in bringing over an entertaining fighter.
no
Because
agree.
every fight he's in, dude. The Charlie Olives fight, Tony Ferguson. I mean, God bless Tony, poor guy.
Yeah.
The Gagey fight was fucking dude. The guy, dude, that is going to be incredible. Him and McGregor, and I can't wait for it. I cannot wait.
Now, some shit talking, something come to surface, right? Ian Gary, Sean Strickland,
Sean Strickland
coming from a past, a nasty past, and with a book, we've talked, we touched on it.
The wag,
some shit
with
talking,
his wife. Yeah.
Some shit talking. Now, is that fight going to take place?
It very well could. Down the line, Ian Gary needs to climb the ranks more. Definitely, maybe end of the year fight if Strickland's still champion. Maybe Strickland even loses his belt. And then that could be the fight that gets Ian Gary the title shot.
I would hate to see that. I would hate to see that. I would love to see Ian go up. I would not like to see Strickland go down.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. Well, Strickland fought at 170 and not successfully.
I'm talking about. I would like to see Ian the challenger.
With Strickland at the belt. Yeah, of course. Well, they are two. I think Ian Gary's 170, right? I'm pretty sure he is.
Yeah, he's
and Strickland's 185. So Ian could very well go up and fight, but it's something way down the road. But I mean, it's kind of crazy because Strickland he was trying to give advice to him, but in a way he was also talking shit about his wife. And then he goes on Theo's podcast and says, you don't bring up wives and children's and family. And but Sean Strickland had a fucked up childhood. A lot of like you said, a lot of trauma, a lot of just bad. And Duplessis. So go to Duplessis. He starts talking about your dad fucked you and all this shit. So I think all those emotions just kind of came over him. And dude, gives a fuck if you go through shit like that and you start crying on the spot, like. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah,
that's you're not any less of a man.
And this is where I love Patty the Batty, where I love, and we're gonna touch on Bryce Thuggins Mitchell here in a minute too. But I love those two guys specifically for the reason of them talking about men's mental health, them talking about it's okay for men to talk, it's okay for men to cry. So and I'm fully behind it. I'm fully behind. I mean, if you look at the numbers, men are the ones who commit suicide mostly, right? And
more successful at it. Sorry.
Yeah.
Maybe not many attempts. We're just better at it.
Yeah, that's it. But and that's the thing too is when someone actually finally drops. Yeah, when someone finally drops the nut and actually becomes vulnerable, the whole world wants to attack it, right? But in the same token in time, like I said, everybody wants to say, "Hey, no job is harder than being a man," in the sense of the people that depend on you.
Don't show emotion.
Coming.
Yeah.
Sorry, we had to backtrack a little bit, but Bryce Thuggins, right? Patty the Batty, men's mental health issues. I think if Sean Strickland is strong enough to show some real emotion, some man emotion, some emotion, if you will, that I think that's often looked past and taken for a gimmick rather than what it really is.
Here's the thing too. If you look at a lot of those posts and especially the video in itself, 99% of the comments are all support. 99% of those comments are all support.
Oh,
It's the loud majority who talk shit. And obviously, these are guys that he is fighting Duplessis. So Duplessis is going to say something. And it's most likely, he's not going to be, well,
he can't. No.
supporting him.
Yeah,
but and Ian Gary, someone who he's already had feud with, so of course they're gonna come back, and he's gonna come back and talk some shit about it.
I just wanted to highlight the human side of it, right? The male human side of it that I feel is often brushed over. Where I mean it's very easy. I mean, you and I we're best friends. The first thing when we're playing video games, you're like, man, I'm going through a hard time. The first thing I'm gonna say is, dude, I hope it fucking sucks.
Yeah.
You're going through.
Quit being a pussy, dude.
Right.
But then, after the shit talk, it's gonna be like, what's going on? You all right?
Hey man,
you're all right.
You're all right.
Yeah. Of course.
And like you just said, being the feud and the rivalries, and hey, got to get in your opponent's head. That's also got to take some sort of precedence where, once again, just like we were talking about Mike Tyson, we're talking about Conor McGregor, Anderson Silva, right? Some of these, well, not Anderson, but some of the shit talkers that had come in,
the mind games.
You got to take advantage. And here's the thing, unfortunately, in the world of fighting, if you're gonna lay your guard down, at the same token of time, you have to be ready to get punched in the chin.
And what I love so much about Sean Strickland is how he says that we have to joke about it. We have to laugh about it, because that's the only way that he can kind of make light on that kind of trauma. And, the way that he kind of describes some things, it's so fucked up. So to see someone, start tearing up and crying over that is totally human. And it's a natural emotion. And
it makes me a bigger fan.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and seeing all the support that he's had through comments, and especially even some other fighters, commenting and saying like, we love you, like, don't worry about it, Sean, like you're good. But the loudest voices, like Ian Gary and Duplessis, his next opponent, those are going to make the headlines, not the thousands and thousands of comments of support from fans, and maybe even just random people in the comments, whatever, like Theo Von fans who don't know who he is. A lot of support, dude. So that's nice to see. But of course, we're going to hear the headlines of the main fighters, talking shit. Can't fucking take it. Don't dish it out.
Right.
That type of shit. But it's going to be interesting to see. I don't think it gets in Sean's head too much when he fights Duplessis, because
he's lived a life. He's lived a life. It's going to be all business when he steps into that octagon.
Dude, if you haven't seen it, though, I highly, highly recommend the Theo Von Sean Strickland podcast. It's fucking hilarious.
Well, Theo Von's one of the kings, right? So,
dude, their banter back and forth too. I mean, the way Theo Von says shit, and the way Sean says shit too. Like, Sean doesn't pussyfoot around, and the way Theo will put some things are fucking hilarious. I highly recommend that podcast, dude. It's funny as fuck. He doesn't start getting emotional till towards the end. But it was one of the most entertaining podcasts I've heard in a long time. Highly recommend it. But on to the other news.
Hey, Bryce Thuggins went down pretty hard. It was a scary, scary moment. Not a lot of people predicted that, right? I mean, if anything, everybody predicted Bryce Thuggins handling his business in that fight. And unfortunately, me personally, I mean, we've talked about it. I think it was just an unfortunate move in, as what's his name was throwing the right
Emmett, Josh Emmett. He throws with such vicious intent every single one of his punches. Any fighter that
magnificent striker.
He's there to take your head off every day of the week, anytime he's in a fight.
It was very un-Bryce Thuggins like to leave himself so open. I mean, he's been known to leave himself open before, just because of his style. But I just think it was just perfect timing. It was I don't think it was anything Bryce could have done except for not take that shot at him.
Well, he said he said himself that he fought too timid, and that's not how he fights. He fights aggressive. He may get hit, but he was so timid in fighting Emmett. He wasn't aggressive enough, and he thinks that that's kind of what led to the big shot being open.
A very, very scary moment.
Dude, he was seizing up, and Emmett. So what a class act! Josh Emmett was such a class act to not follow up. He even said himself, he's like, dude, I didn't want to. He's Josh Emmett's like, how do I celebrate when a guy's on the ground seizing?
But not
like
only that, he recognized real quick what was going on, and so I mean, hats off to Emmett for sure.
Yeah.
But Bryce had something to say. He's going on a leave, if you will. Why don't you fill us in?
What's 6-month self-induced concussion protocol. So the UFC are not forcing him to do that. It's a self-imposed concussion protocol because he went in, got checked out, everything's fine. Like his brain's fine. He wasn't even. I don't even think he was
just shaken up. Because this is by far his worst loss.
As far as how it looked too. That's a hard dude. I haven't seen anyone get hit that hard in a long time. Yeah. I mean, it happens. It's fighting.
I can't imagine what he's battling mentally.
He seemed, looks can be deceiving, but based on his posts and everything, excuse me, he seems fine. Seemed fine afterwards. Everything checked out at the hospital. But I think it could be, it could be almost a mental thing. He needs to go back to the office, reevaluate everything, train harder, get in that mindset again of wanting to be champion and who he is. He took that fight on very short notice, so hats off to him on that. I really hope he doesn't take any more short notice fights. He took a short notice fight. Was it Ige? Was it Ige? I want to say it was.
It was someone. It was 2 fights before this one, wasn't it? Because
it was his previous fight that he took on short notice as well, but he ended up winning. Oh, it was Dan Ige. Okay, he won by decision. He had a great business. Dan Ige is a dangerous man, dude.
And Bryce handled it because I think that was the one where he donated half of his purse, wasn't it?
Yeah, to the Hawaiians. I want to say, because he wanted to pray over the Hawaiian people, which Bisping wouldn't let him, which was, whatever. And they said a prayer in the octagon, which was awesome. And he took that fight on short notice against Dan Ige and looked fantastic. I mean, he got clipped a couple times, but as soon as he would take Dan Ige to the mat and there was nothing he could do. He had complete control over him for 15 minutes. I think he took Josh Emmett on 10, 12 days notice. So I really hope that we stop doing these short notice fights with these great fighters. Look, I'm glad that people want to fight, dude. So I don't think it's going to end anytime soon.
It's the way they make a living. It's the way they make a living, and honestly, with that fighter mentality, you have to go in. Hey, I can take anybody at any time.
Yeah, anytime. And it was just unfortunate with the result. Because I love Josh Emmett. The guy's a class act. He's a fucking beast. He puts on great shows. I think he got in a triangle against Yair Rodriguez in his last fight. But he's always in an exciting fight. The guy never shies away from violence, and it's just unfortunate that knockout against Bryce Mitchell was so brutal.
Right.
But hats off to both of them. I don't blame. I like that he's taking a little time off. Sometimes you need some time off. Speaking of time off, Israel Adesanya came back in and said, I said I wanted to take 3 years off, and everyone believed me, but no, that's crazy. I'm coming back at it. So, and clearly I think him and Pereira, I think they're done, dude. Yeah. I don't think we ever see him fight again, and I don't hate it.
I don't love it, but I don't hate it either.
It would be cool to see a trilogy MMA fight with them.
I think the time has passed.
I agree.
I agree. And here's the thing: Adesanya is always fun and exciting to watch. always great memories there, but I don't know what's left to offer.
No, well, and also, we saw Pereira. He went up to light heavyweight. So I don't think he has any interest in fighting middleweight anymore, as far as that goes. And I don't see Izzy's not going to go up to light heavyweight or even the heavyweight to fight Pereira. Pereira's going to have all the advantage there, and we saw it against Jan Blachowicz. Izzy got dominated, and then Pereira goes up in light heavyweight and beats Jan Blachowicz by decision.
Right.
So I mean, what's next at Adesanya on middleweight? I don't know, man. He's not going to fight Whitaker again. They already fought twice. Um, I don't know what would be next. What do you think would be next for him at middle? I mean, a rematch against Sean Strickland.
No, I think the sun is set. Honestly, I think they're gonna try for one more big name, but I don't.
Ooh, maybe Sean beats Duplessis. Okay. And then Izzy comes back and fights Duplessis because they were already, remember, they had the face off.
Yeah,
Where
and
Izzy's
it was
screaming
the
the N
Battle
word.
of Africa. Yeah,
Yeah, and Izzy's just screaming the N word in his face, trying to bait him to say the N word because he's like, "You're not a real African. You're not a real
yeah,
African.
yeah.
Whatever." Blah blah blah. And then fucking Sean. No one thinks Sean's gonna beat Izzy,
But
and Sean goes out and dominates. So maybe Sean beats Duplessis. Duplessis fights Izzy on the comeback, and then the winner gets the rematch at Sean.
it could be. It could be. But see, and here's the thing though. If you're Duplessis, I don't know if you want to take that. I don't know if you want to take that though. I mean, let's say Duplessis loses, right? You want to take the very next fight that's going to get you right back to that
To,
challenger
to the
spot.
to the to the champions. Well, I think if he fights Izzy and he wins, he immediately gets a rematch against Sean. But I look, this is all hearsay. Whatever. We don't know what's going to happen. Duplessis could flatline Sean Strickland. We
Yeah,
don't
that's
know that.
true. That's
Now,
true.
here's the thing: if Duplessis goes in and whoops Strickland, then you got Izzy waiting on the sidelines. Who's going to fight Duplessis in the first place? He could come back and fight Duplessis for the title, or maybe even get a rematch with Sean Strickland to see who gets the
And
next
see who
fight at
gets
the
the rematch
title.
of the title.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so there's a lot up in the air. I'm super pumped for 2024 for UFC. Um, fuck, man, this is gonna be. I don't know how they do it, but it keeps getting more and more exciting. I've been a fan for fucking, I don't know. So what, I'm 29 now. I've been a fan for 15, 16 years, and I don't know how they do it, but they keep getting me more and more excited for these matchups, and everything.
Yeah, no,
Everyone's
same,
evolving
same.
so
And
much.
honestly, like I remember when I first started getting really, really into UFC was the Anderson Silva Patrick Cote fight. And that was back when Anderson Silva had never been taking the distance, and Cote took him the distance.
Mm.
So I mean, I was
It's
16,
it's
I think.
It's funny you say that because the first fight I ever watched was an Anderson Silva fight. Um, I don't remember who he beat. I want to say it was Chael Sonnen, but I don't know. I was a kid and we were all fucking around while his parents and his dad and their friends were watching, and they were all amped about it. And I remember kind of just sitting in the back. But I want to say that I remember Chael beating his ass and everyone being so surprised, and then Anderson Silva just getting the triangle on him at the end of the fight and winning, and everyone freaking the fuck out. I want to say that was the first one, but I don't remember. But yeah, Anderson Silva, that era, the Chuck Liddell,
Yeah.
fucking. I remember watching Forrest Griffin, Stephan Bonner, the replay of it. I didn't watch it live. I remember seeing a replay and being a kid and being like, "Holy fuck, this is
Yeah. They go
crazy! I
hard.
love it!"
They go hard.
And it just keeps getting better, man, and the talent keeps getting better, and I can't be more excited for any other sport right now than MMA and the UFC, because it's fucking bananas, and I love it
Absolutely.
so much.
Nope, nope. I'm with you. I'm with you. And what a great show. Once again, this is a Wednesday, January 3rd, 2024. We will be back on Friday, January 5th. Please tune in, follow us, every platform. We're there. Comment, interact,
Like, subscribe.
all of it, and we'll get back to you. We'll get back to you. I mean, we've
Go
had
Pack.
some exciting guests on the show. So yeah, go Pack, go, and
Go
we'll
Pack,
be back
go.
Friday.
See you in a couple days. That was
All
fun,
right,
Mark.
hey, thanks for talking some shit, and this was another edition of Blue Collar Sports Talk.